Hey everybody, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Alright. You see a tired-looking, sorrowful old man who's gazing at the ash-dead tree in front of him. He's mumbling to himself and tapping his chin, as if trying to figure something out. Occasionally, he shakes his head sadly. Greetings. He seems momentarily startled as you interrupt his train of thought. He speaks in a calm, unhurried tone, but one full of sadness. Oh, greetings to you, friend. How's this day find you? It finds me well. He smiles, but sorrow still lies in his eyes. That's good, friend. I hope your good fortune continues. He seems about to turn back to the tree. And how's this day find you? He shrugs slightly and proffers a bit of a smile. Fortune finds me well, though I am saddened just the same. Why is that? He pats the tree beside him. It's the trees, here in the Hive. They're dying, friend, and no one cares. Seeing the look on your face, he holds his hand up as if to silence you for a moment. It may not matter to some, but it's important to me. I feel it's a shame to see the last tatters of life and beauty in this ward left, uncared for, to die. Can you understand that, friend? Yes, you're right. It's a sad thing. He seems surprised and blurts out, Really? Oh, I mean, wonderful. But perhaps you would... He pauses and seems suddenly suspicious. He recomposes himself, speaking in his usual slow manner. In any case, that's good. I suppose you'll have some questions for me now. No, not just yet. What is it you were going to ask? For the first time, the man seems genuinely happy. Beaming, he explains, It's difficult for anything to survive here. Just look around and you'll see what I mean, friend. I'm not sure if it's possible for the trees to thrive here, even if they somehow were to get enough light and clean water. Go on. He nods enthusiastically. But if enough people care and really want them to live, I just know they'll survive. They'll turn green again and flourish. You could be right. I am right. I'm certain of it. A sense of conviction surrounds him like an aura. He seems so unlike the man you first spoke to. That's all I'd ask of you, friend. Just care for them. Hope for their recovery. In time, should enough people want it, it will come to pass. Can you do that for me, friend? Yes, I'll help. Excellent, my friend, excellent. Thank you, I thank you. You've given me back my confidence, my purpose. Perhaps I can find others like you, who will listen. Perhaps we'll make a difference. What about your companions, friend? Would you speak to them on my behalf? Morte, what do you think? Huh? Oh, yeah, Chief, sure, whatever you say. I'm serious, Morte. Can you make the effort? Morte looks at you for a while silently, then nods. Yeah, I can. If it's that important to you, I'll do it. Thanks. I had some other questions, Mourns. He nods, awaiting your question. I'm looking for a man named Ferret. Sorry, friend. When I first came here, I spoke to many people, but I don't remember anyone by that name. I had other questions. He nods. Why? Sorry, that was his voice. Why are all the trees dying? Just look at your surroundings, friend. Can you imagine anything having an easy life here? And besides the wretched conditions, the Debus rarely come to this part of Sigil. Debus? You know the Debus. Surely you've seen them. They're the lady's servants. They care for the city. Some parts of it more than others, of course. He looks sadly at the tree beside him. The lady. The Lady of Pain, friend. The Mistress of Sigil. He stops speaking suddenly, making a semicircular sign over his chest. He leans close to whisper. It does no one good to speak of the lady. Know only that she alone controls the city, whether it appears that way at times or not, and speak of her no more. Very well. Why don't the Debus come here often? The Hive's a dangerous place, but that's not it. The Debus have the lady watching over them, and no one's foolish enough to tangle with her, friend. I suppose it's really all on account of Fel. Who is Fel? Fel? He's... Well, friend, I'll just say he's the only Debus that doesn't serve the lady. I don't know the whole dark of it, but... as they say, but he's shunned by his fellows and lives here alone in the Hive. He runs a tattoo parlor, but most of Sigil is wary of the place. You don't have any idea how he came to be shunned? Like I said, friend, I'm not too sure. I've only heard vague rumors about him being on the wrong side of the issue when some power decided to butt heads with the lady. You could always try and ask him, friend. I'm told he's friendly enough, if not a little odd. What's to be wary of his parlor? Well, friend, since he turned from the lady, many people think it's just a matter of time before her shadow falls upon him. No one wants to be about when and that happens, I'm sure. Tell me about his tattoo parlor. Fel's parlor is only a few buildings east of here. It's marked with his personal symbol, a white oval pierced by a lightning bolt. I've never been there myself, friend, but as I understand it, he's able to turn images from his speech. You know, Debus speak in images, right? Rebuses? Yes, go on. He nods. So, he's somehow able to turn images from his speech into tattoos. And not just ordinary inklings either. I'm told there's a magic about them. And more than just in their marking. I don't know much else about it, though. That's all I wish to know. Farewell.
Right.
All right.
Bye!
And off we go.
That guy with the dagger didn't try to stab you.
Not yet.
Not yet.
This is Sigil. They just eventually go crazy. But no, actually, these men are already certifiably insane because we are wandering in the territory of the Chaosmen.
Right.
And speaking of the Chaosmen, here's their leader, Barking Wilder. Oh, there you go. I told you someone was going to get freaky on us eventually.
This wild-eyed man is hunched over, snarling and giving low growls. It looks like he hasn't trimmed his hair in years. It's so long it forms a veil over his eyes. He has a long, stringy mustache, caked with grease and sweat, and the tips of his mustache droop so much that they become tangled in his ragged beard. Greetings. The man stops in mid-snarl and reaches up to part the curtain of hair that covers his eyes. As his withered hand pulls away his dirty locks, several strange, puce-coloured bugs fall from his hair and scatter across the cobbles. Behind the cloak of hair, the man's flesh is moon-pale and creased with wrinkles. His thick, bushy eyebrows form a V as he stares at you. Might take the moonfly too. Tilt your head to one side as if studying him. The man frowns, but his eyebrows tilt upwards in reverse V, creating a bizarre expression. You have no idea how he accomplished the facial expression, but it makes you uncomfortable watching the muscles beneath his face shift into their new pattern. You can't tell whether he's angry, curious, both, or neither. Singed kiss speaker man. Answers prefer a wood woman heart. A single kiss speaks a woman's heart, but a man's answer is what you would prefer. Very well then, but know this. My answer is a question, and an answer from you is what I would prefer. The man seems mesmerized by your voice. With every word you speak, a light flickers in his eyes. Barking wilder, am I? I am! A wanting, asking a, may you may? I'm looking for a lost journal. Do you know where I might find one? He frowns, squints his eyes shut, and then opens them back up. When he speaks again, his voice is level and straightforward. It's more like a different, saner person is speaking. The effect is eerie. More than one lost. More than one must you find. Each part of you had one, so more than one must you find. He blinks and shakes his head for a moment as if surprised at himself, and then chuckles uneasily. Can you tell me where at least one of them is?
Updated my journal.
He looks like he's about to object, and then suddenly his left fist comes up and smacks him in the temple. He howls in response and then suddenly stops blinking. One is in a cupboard in your guest room in the hall of the Xaositects, and another is on the walls of a tomb sealed deep beneath the city where the stones weep. The others are... Before he can finish, his right fist comes up and smashes him in the face, causing him to yowl again. He blinks and shakes his head for a moment, as if surprised at himself, and then smiles uneasily. All of the Xaositects. Where is that? Barking Wilder holds up his hands. He doesn't seem to recall what he just said. You said there was one in a sarcophagus beneath the city. Where? Barking Wilder looks frightened for a moment, then points upwards with a hopeful expression. There? He gulps. He doesn't seem to know, and for some reason, you believe him. Where are the other journals you mentioned? Barking Wilder shrugs, watching you warily. Other places? Maybe? He gulps. Forget it then. I'll try to find them on my own. Well, that's a tree with one snap branch too many. Morte rolls his eyes. No sense in chatting with Chaositects, Chief. They're a balmy bunch. Chaositects? They're a faction who don't have any rules, except they don't keep one thought in their head for too long. They're sometimes called Chaosmen. No need to explain why. How do they get members? They just seem to attract members like flies. Well, members that are crazy or chaotic enough, I suppose. I don't think they have any recruiters, though you really can't say anything about them for sure. I see. Thanks for the information.
And we run.
Damage 2!
Yeah, a couple of hit points damage. I'm not that high of a level, so as you can see, I did lose a few HP. But yeah, we're... Oh, jeez. Stood too close to another group of them.
Oh, no.
Okay, yep,
oh, no.
The trains are coming!
Run,
Nameless
Nameless
May as well
One,
just aggro
run.
these guys so everybody's following us. Come on. You know you want to.
Come on, Hive Thug.
No? No?
No?
Leave us alone?
Alright. Oh.
This guy's just... Hup. And passed. And...
Damage 2.
That's okay. No, this is gonna be bad. But we gotta talk to this lady here.
The woman stumbles into you and then takes a step back, looking up at you with a half smile. She smells like a distillery. Greetings. Hello. She waves at you and then breaks into a stream of giggles. Hello, big cutter. She starts laughing again. Are you okay? She squints at you, puts her hands on her hips, and bends over enough to give you the bird's eye view of her bosom. Don't I look okay to you, cutter? Well... She shakes herself, causing numerous jiggles, and then starts laughing again. You're the one that looks to be needing some love and care. She pokes you in the chest with her finger for emphasis. Yeah, anyway. Look, maybe you can help me. I had some questions. Oh, so you think I can help you? Oh, aren't you demanding, cutter? Well, sweep me off my feet with such flattery. She smiles. I'm looking for someone named Farid. Do you know where I can find him? Yes. She gives a drunken laugh. Yes, what? Yes. She squints at you. What's it? Never mind. Farewell. You're about to turn away when you stop in your tracks. You suddenly have a feeling that something is wrong. And with this feeling comes a realization that this woman's drunkenness is just an act. As you take a closer look at her, you see the harlot tucking something into her sleeves. It looks like something of yours. Bait the woman into pickpocketing you again and observe her technique. You lean in close, laughing along with her, and you watch as her hand darts to your purse again. Her technique seems to be distracting the mark with her drunken chatter and her bosom, while she lifts the coins from his purse. The sleeves of her dress look to be long and baggy on purpose to hide any stolen items quickly. You make a mental note of her technique, even as her hand makes another grab for your purse. Grab her hand. Your hand snaps out and wraps around her wrist in a crushing grip. She immediately sobers up, desperately tries to yank her hand free, and starts screaming at the top of her lungs. Ah! Stop screaming or I'll remove your lungs. There must be something in your tone, because she stops cold and looks at you with large, frightened eyes. Return what you stole from me. Now. She nods. She peels back her long, baggy sleeves to reveal a small, padded bag hanging from her wrist. It looks like she can palm coins and drop them in the bag. The padding muffles any clinking the coins would make. Without a word, she gives you the bag. It's filled with a few dozen copper commons. Give me everything else you have, and I'll let you live. She reaches into her garter strap and pulls forth another bag, which she hands to you. It's filled with copper commons, which you empty into your purse.
I love option 2. We're not gonna take it, but... It's fucking awful.
It is, it really is.
They definitely let you play any alignment you want in this game.
I never want to see you again. Understand? She nods. Snap her neck with your free hand. Let her go. Get out of there.
And
Run.
into the bar.
Well, that was... wow.
Yeah. Indeed. But, yeah. Okay, well, that was an eventful day, and there's a whole lot of angry guys waiting outside the bar for me. But for now, that's all of the time we had. See you next time.
Bye, everybody.